Well, hello, Greg.
Hello. There was no countdown. It was a surprise.
It was. It ended with a nice, soft crescendo or decrescendo. There, I was like, oh,
I was
relax.
expecting like a timer, I guess.
Me too, kinda. That's good.
Hi, Stig.
Hey, Stig, you're here. Yeah, there was a few things that were happening last night, so we moved it. So some
Yeah,
people might not be here tonight, which whatever, whatever.
yeah.
Stig's here.
Sorry for the last minute changes, but
Yeah.
you know, pandemic and stuff. Hey, Gary's here.
Oh, Gary's here too. Yeah, big pandemic stuff. We're in lockdown again.
Yay!
Unless you have a multi-pass, right? So,
Oh, multi-pass.
yeah, that's all we have to say about that, though. I mean, it's simple. That's a thing. So, um, yeah, like we've
Oh,
been.
and Tyler's here.
Hey,
Hello,
Tyler.
Tyler. Tyler is my BC pal.
Your brethren from across
He's my
where they
BC landlord.
where they have healthcare still.
I hear
Whoa,
they have passports,
right?
but we have a restriction exemption
Yeah.
card.
Or this. I mean, whichever comes first. But no, hey guys, it's cool to hang out again. We've been busy with work, particularly that we're
Yes,
we're we're swamped right now, and it kind of
school's
sucks.
back.
Yeah, and this is busy for us, but we wanted to take some time to say hello to you guys to catch up and stuff. So I'm gonna throw this thing up. Greg knows what I'm throwing up, but I'm throwing this thing up right now, and it should switch. There it goes. So hey, thanks everybody. This is a Patreon stream. We might do another one if we can't catch everybody, but
Yeah, we
thanks Alex for being up there.
definitely would love to have some of our patrons join us. But hey, uh,
Henry.
Henry's here.
Henry is here.
Yes.
Nice. So yeah, welcome. If you are a Patreon of ours, you can find the link to actually like get your head up on the screen or hang out in the back channel at patreon.com/3D make it
You betcha.
or in the Discord. Um,
That's true. We David was very good at putting it in both places this time, so that everyone has access to it. I think I forgot to do it the one time, so it's all good.
yeah, we're learning. Learning and going. But yeah, so if you want to check us out, it's patreon.com/3D make it. This one will only show up for Patreons. There are public posts on there too, though. So just throwing that out there. But anyway, Greg, I know the answer because I see you all day, every day. But how the heck are you?
I am doing all right. I
Just
am.
all right.
Well, lots of running around, getting
Mm-hmm.
kids and taking kids and
Yeah.
making supper, rushing downstairs to start a live
To
stream.
to do a
So
live stream. Yeah.
it's Sundays normally work better for me. It's a little less chaotic, but it's
Yeah.
just one of those things that eventually we will be going back to it.
Actually, and
But
and soon too. I think. Yeah,
you
this is
got
the
you got to
last
get your
weekend.
trailer. You got to
Hmm.
get your trailer sorted.
It's gonna get the antifreeze in the lines either this weekend or early next week, and pack up our solar lights so they don't get stolen. I guess that's the procedure, basically.
Yeah.
Protect the important things in life, the little solar lights and the gnomes,
Yes.
right? Um. Oh, hey, we got our good friend on Patreon, of course. Raymond is here right now. He's a little R, so we
Is he?
will.
I didn't
Yeah,
see him. I
he
didn't
just
see him
popped
in
up.
chat.
Once his head shows
Oh.
up, we'll join him in.
Oh well. See,
Oh,
I can't see what David's seeking because he's got the behind the
yeah.
screen God
Restream,
view.
uh, restream fixed, patched. I guess you could say a bug where two owners could sign in and share the login.
I'm
So
locked out.
yeah, I'm the boss. Yeah. So it probably will be. I'm just gonna pull up a calendar here because I don't like making updates. So you could probably expect us back um,
Probably in
as early,
October, right?
yeah, like probably well the third and 10th we'll be back in
Yeah.
there on our Sundays. So yes, church will be back in session, Stick. So don't worry, we're coming. We're getting there. This year's just been weird.
And in
Weird.
my chaos, which is still left over from stuff I was doing,
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully it'll be sorted out. This is a new project,
Yes, yes.
and so I'm hoping to have things sorted so that my printers are actually mostly behind me. So
Yes.
then they're kind of in frame when we're doing the show, and
Yeah.
then I will actually have a workbench beside me,
Hmm.
so that if I'm doing like a build of like, oh no, I don't
Stuff.
know, a printer that's being
Printed,
printed
yeah.
slowly.
A printer print,
Um,
yeah. Hmm.
Once that's done, then I can do it there with other
Hmm.
projects and live streams and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I
So
like the work table. They're a good thing to have.
yeah,
Yeah, and then there's my background, 3D prints and guitars. Hmm.
nothing
Hmm.
wrong with that.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. But there has been a few things pop up here and there. One of the topics that we were going to bring up with our Patreon chat, we actually were talking about it the other day. We were talking about filaments and what everybody was using, what their favorite stuff is. So we will circle back in on that topic very briefly. But again, if you are a Patreon, the links in Patreon or in Discord. Um, but let's talk really quick about like the only new thing from Big Tree Tech. And
Which we don't know all the details yet, but they're trying to give them away already.
they are, yeah.
And I've heard some things, and I don't know if you've heard some things,
Um,
but
yeah,
yeah,
I've heard the same things about them, like every other brand new board that
yeah.
you should wait a bit.
So what we're talking about is the Octopus High Power.
Yes, high
Now,
power.
now the rumor scuttlebutt that I have heard is that basically they've improved MOSFETs and the power rails and whatnot,
Hmm.
so that you can now go 48 volts, 50
Hmm.
volts,
Yeah.
um, and I guess that would you'd need different steppers
Hmm.
and whatnot to do that, but or at least have a make sure you have purchase steppers to go in it that are
Hmm.
tolerant of that. So it sounds
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be a more higher end pro, like
Yeah.
really, um, you
Yeah.
know. So anyway, it popped up in the feed the other day, and I thought it was interesting, and we should just throw it in here for
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a cool thing. Like, it is an octopus. So, if you guys haven't seen it, the octopus is the one with 8 stepper drivers.
yeah.
And it does a lot of cool things for printers that are IDEX or, bigger projects with tool changers and stuff like that.
Now
Um,
I haven't heard what processor it's running.
and I also have not heard this. Let's
So
do a little live Googling.
I assume it's very similar to the last one, but there was two variants. One that could run uh, um, RepRap, and
Yep.
one that could run just Clipper and Marlin. So I'm not sure which processor they went with the shortage and everything that we're having.
Yeah.
So
It's tough to tell because, like, right now I'm looking and they're listing an LPC, and I doubt that's true.
well, LPC, is that made by NXP?
Hmm.
Is that the process? And
And yeah,
NXP is the big manufacturer for all the
auto.
airbags and
Yeah,
auto and everything, and that's they're one of the ones that's having the shortage.
they make
So
my car stop when I don't stop it fast enough.
yeah, there you
It
go.
happened today, actually.
Oh yeah, someone
Yeah,
cut you off or
yeah,
something?
yeah. A kid turned in front of me, and then the auto brake kicked in, and all the alarms went off, and I stopped. And I'm like, all right.
I haven't tried auto brake, and I don't think I want to.
um, they demoed it by driving at a wall. It was kind of cool,
Mm.
but I mean, So
Imagine if you forgot to turn it on.
squish. But the octopus, Greg, you have an octopus, don't you? Or
I
did
do. It's
yeah.
right over here.
So these are the things that you're going to actually see pretty well shotgun very, very quickly come out, even if we'll configure it, throw it in a box, use it, demo it kind of stuff, because we know that you guys kind of want to configure some of this stuff, and we can definitely help. Now, there is one question that we had on um, the Big Tree Tech, the E3 Turbo video that we did.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, I saw a comment the other day.
yeah, a fellow, I forget his name, so I apologize, but he asked about power failure recovery, and he said, I can't find it. I don't know where. And so I'll tell you where it is, and then I'll give my thoughts on it and why I don't show it.
I can give my thoughts on it.
Right. But if you do want to turn it on, the power loss recovery feature in Marlin is in the advanced config file, and it's on line 1364.
Depending on which version of Marlin
yes.
you're running.
So as of today, right now, the newest version off the GitHub says that. Now, you can also search for power_loss right now in the file, and it'll pop right there. But like, let's put it this way. If there's a power loss, I will scrape the print off and start again.
Now, that being said, I can understand if someone was printing for 50 hours and
yes,
you want to recover from it. My suggestion would be get a good UPS.
Yeah, and by a good one too, like
something that can actually handle all the voltage and wattage.
Yeah, not the little, like if you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get a good UPS for my 3D printer, and if you don't know what those are the battery backup power supplies.
Uninterruptible power supply.
Yeah, there you go. But when we say good one, the good ones cost like $1,000 to $2,000. Anything underneath won't run your printer more than like
2 minutes,
maybe 2 minutes, and
that might be enough depending on your power situation. Most people have fairly stable power, but again, if you're in a rural community or you've got weird storms that whip through unannounced, you might want to look at something like that.
It's just one of those things too, where like even Lethbridge has bad power, and it's not Lethbridge's fault. But we're gonna bring in Ray, so here he comes. Maybe now. Hi, Ray.
Hey,
it's Ray. Glad
He's
to
here.
see you.
After a reboot, he survived.
He did.
Yeah, it kind of helps if I plug the camera in first.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes. It's once in a while.
It's not wireless? I think everything's wireless, right?
You think?
Oh, it's good. How are things going up there for you, Ray?
Busy as usual.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you guys
added
are.
a new printer to your fleet, I hear.
Yes. Couple, but yeah.
You got the big boy resin, don't you?
Yeah, not the biggest one, but close to it.
Yeah.
We actually have the bigger FlashForge one at the shop that I can use as well.
Nice. Is yours is the one that you got is it the 4K?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does the bigger one I know the Elegoo one has 8K, their newest one, but is that big FlashForge 8K or is it 4K too?
I think it's 4K as well.
Cool. I mean, it's getting asinine at 4K. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends, right? I mean, on the resolution, you get a little finer details at, if you get a larger area, then you're at 4K this big, your detail's really fine. But you bring it up this big, and then you get a little more jaggies if you're printing something big. Right?
That's true. But
it's kind of relative, and I guess it depends on what you're looking for.
Is that FlashForge? Does it use Chidu Slicer, or do they have their own baked product?
They have their own, but I don't use Chichibox either.
Yeah.
I use Lychee instead.
Mm-hmm.
I seem to like it a little bit better. It does a little bit better for supports, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so the way it generates them then?
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
What I same topic vein, but like what slicer are you using right now for like your FDM stuff? Are you Kira?
Creality slicer.
Creality, yeah.
Yeah, it's Kira basically, but it's not the newest one. It's usually like a couple steps down. 4.8, I think it is right now.
Oh, is it now? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
they've updated. That's
well,
good.
That's pretty good for them. That's actually pretty progressive for them.
So like your FDM, I know you have the Mamoru bot, but like, do you have a couple Creality machines or just the CR10 or?
No, I have a CR10, the Mamoru bot. I have 2 Enders.
One second here.
Yeah. Yep.
I have a Flash Forge as well. Creator Pro 2 for doing color stuff.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 resin printers, and then I got 2 printers on the go that I'm rebuilding.
So what's your resin fleet? Like what 2 resins do you got?
I got the Creality LD006.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Flash Forge.
Nice.
So do you have like a ventilation kind of setup somewhere, or do you just carefully handle it? And
right now they're in the garage.
Oh,
but winter's coming, so they'll be going into the house because the garage is not heated. Mm-hmm. So they'll actually be going into my furnace room, believe it or not. My furnace room is probably 8 feet by 10 feet, so it's a pretty big area. It's not like just a little cramped area. It's a pretty big area.
Yeah, you got some space in there. Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll be going into there, but I also watch which resin that I use. Because some of the resin just smells to high heaven.
So what's your favorite resin?
Right now I've been using the Flash Forge stuff because it's water soluble. So when I put it into my wash and cure machine, I use detergent instead of IPA to wash it off with.
That's really good. That's convenient too, with the whole shortage of IPA for a long time there.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
The stuff I use is called Mean Green.
Okay, yeah.
Some people use it under RVs to clean bugs and that stuff off. It's a degreaser as well.
Oh yeah.
I've heard of that before. Yeah.
And it's pretty cheap. I mean, I picked it up I think for $8 for 4 liters.
Oh geez.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just it's the same idea then. You're taking it off the printer, rinsing it, and then carrying it, sort of thing. Then, like the Mean Green just is the rinse portion of it.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, what I do is I'll print something, and if it's got supports on it, I'll leave the supports on it. So I'll throw it into the Mean Green, clean it all off nicely first of all, and then I'll put it into an ultrasonic cleaner that I have, and all it's in there is water. And I heat that to 50 degrees for 5 minutes. And then when I take it out, I can just pull the supports right off.
It just pops off. Nice.
They just pop right off. And then from there, I dry it and then into the curing machine.
Is it what brand curing machine is it?
A Creality.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just got the UV strip in it and then rotates it, or?
Yes. Yeah.
That's very similar.
Every time I sell a resin printer, I always tell people that to get the wash and cure station. It's worth it. It saves a lot of hassle, a lot of mess.
Yeah. Well, it cuts down on the like the biggest barrier for like me at home right now would be like I don't want the resin everywhere, and I know for a fact it would go everywhere right now, and the wash and cure cuts down on that for sure.
It sure does, yeah.
If the folks watching don't know, our friend Raymond works at Spool. I think everybody knows, but when he says sell 3D printers, he does. That's what he does. I mean, you get to play with all the new toys too. That's like an advantage.
I do,
right?
Yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of dangerous because it's like you work and and you play and you can play at your work. It's good and bad.
It is.
You work at playing. I mean, that's the dream right there. I mean, nailed it. I'm just gonna flip real quick. I I got to show off a thing. So I'm going to flip to my screen share. So everybody should still be on the screen, but now we can all see. Bruce the Slicer. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but the new alpha is out. So 2.4 and it's alpha 1. But it's basically if you own a palette or IDX, you can paint your model now like Canvas was. So like they've added multi-material painting into it specifically for the MMU, obviously.
But once you slice it, you know, you can probably predefine what you're doing in your IDEX and put in pauses and
the output will change. So that's a new thing and it's cool. And it was expected.
That's not the coolest thing.
No. The coolest thing is this, and Ray, you mentioned like popping off the supports with the resin print. Well, the new version of Prusa Slicer changes some of its math. So for bridging and the interface layer. So this little picture down here, they've changed the top interface. So now that you can actually just break free your support easier. So like, you know how Kira and older versions of Prusa Slicer, so even like the Creality Slicer right now, they'll kind of build like a flat almost floor and then print on top of that. So when you're building a support, you have like a plane, but now they're talking about using better detachable supports with less interface, which is really, really interesting. So it uses the bridging, but it will make your supports come off so much easier.
I can't wait to try and see what their improvements are. I still love tree support, and so I will go back to Kira for my tree support.
They don't have that
yet. But I mean, if they can, you know, make it so that it's a more detachable and whatnot, I think that's going to be another nice feature. I'm glad they're constantly they haven't just stagnated, right?
No, they're progressing, and like this picture says it all too. If you look at how the support's generated in the pumpkin's eye, you can see like on this one it's solid all the way through. So you could pop it out, but you are wasting a little bit of material there and down in the mouth. But in their new generation, they fix it so that it actually only generates the support material where it couldn't bridge now. So you're getting solid support that comes off easier. That's not like one giant lump that you're going to cut yourself on. So those are the bigger things inside of Prusa Slicer. That the alpha is out now. The last time Alpha 1 was out, this is the first alpha. You had to compile it yourself.
Yeah, I'm glad. I think they had some internal ones first this time.
Yes. So that's there. And then like in the same vein, and it falls into the Kira category. Kira has made a few big updates. Now they're big, but they're not worth screen sharing, if you know what I'm saying. They've reskinned Kira, so the icons match throughout the program now. So
what? They're consistent?
Yes, no longer will you get lost. And then the other big thing in Kira now is they fixed the generation of the top layer, so it's actually pretty close to the Prusa Slicer version, so it's smooth without ironing. So
that's good,
right?
Like, and anything to improve your finish,
right?
Or post processing, shall we say?
Yeah, and like how do you find the top finish coming out of the Creality Slicer? Right? Is it rough?
It's generally not too bad.
Okay.
It can be rough. Totally depends on the model, actually.
Yeah,
and sometimes the filament, you know,
and the filament, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using some questionable filament lately that I don't necessarily like too much.
Questionable.
I've never used questionable filament
ever. So while we're on the topic, why don't we just jump into it? We've been. Thanks, Stig.
Thank you so much. Super chat.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to take that coffee money and we're going to drive up and see Ray and I'll have coffee. Because in Greg's car, there'll still be money left over.
We need the multi-pass.
Yeah, we do. We'll have to wait for the pass. But in the Discord on the weekend, we all got chatting for a while there on filament and what brands and there were some interesting ones. So I'm interested, Ray. What is this sketchy filament you speak of? Is it just old stuff or?
Some of it's old, but I've been using a little bit of FlashForge stuff lately. And I've had nothing but problems with it. And my CR10S will print everything and anything, but it sure has a hard time printing this stuff.
Wow.
It definitely won't. I'm just going to throw this up on the screen since we're talking about brands and stuff. Not sponsored. These are our opinions. FlashForge. I'm in the same boat. I like my CR10S and my Ender 3 can print anything except FlashForge and Dremel.
Well, we tried some really sketchy stuff from Kodak at one point.
Ooh.
Yes, the stuff that I gave you.
Yeah.
That orange stuff. Yeah.
And I printed. Was it great?
Actually, it's still hanging right there. I've probably got like 10 meters at the end of the roll, but I'm sure if I tried it would just go now because it's
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love a good filament sale. So if I'm prototyping or something, I will look online on Amazon warehouse deals or something and get like a $15 spool. And you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get good. A lot of times you get pink.
You do, right? So like I'm gonna show you something here, and this filament is the most. It fills my filament box. I have about 40 rolls in the box beside me here, and this is the brand that is probably over.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored. Just good people. But I was saying the only problem I ever had with this, and it was really weird, is I had one roll of purple purple filament, and it got at the end of the roll, it's like they just didn't, the timing was off, and so it was spread just a little thin, so I lost maybe like 10 meters at the end, but like it's always printed.
I've had that on other ones where the first part of the roll is bad, and then once you get into it, and you then it's good until the end again.
Right?
Yeah.
So like I guess the question would be, what for me, I know my answer, my number one go-to brand of filament is probably a toss-up actually. But let's start with Ray. Ray, what's your number one go-to?
Well, my number one is a Spool 3D brand.
Yeah.
I like it. My machines are tuned to it. And the next one is Overture.
Yeah.
I like the Overture brand. It prints really well. Yep. Yeah. It prints almost just like Spool stuff. That's Amazon,
Yeah, and I used to get the Amazon Basics until it went away, and then it's came back, but I don't know if it's actually the same stuff.
Yeah, they switched the manufacturer. The Overture stuff, I agree, Ray. Yeah. I like it. I especially like their PETG.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like the Overture PETG is
I've got a few rolls of that too.
Greg, what do you got going?
The other, I agree with both of those. What's the other brand? I've got their like oh man, it's the, let me just see if I got a sticker from them still. We made the glow in the dark letters out of them and whatnot.
Right. Hold on, I got the sticker here. Amelin? No.
Something with it. Is it an S? Unfortunately, all my filaments are way.
I don't remember. I know which one he's talking about. It's driving me nuts.
I'm looking.
Well, he's looking. Stig mentions one from, I think it's the Czech. I think it's from the Czech Republic there. It's called Smile. And
he was talking about that.
Yeah, I looked it up. It looks great. I wish some of that European stuff would make its way here cheaper, right? Like
CC Tree is one.
Yeah, CC Tree is. I think CC Tree was before. Have you done CC Tree with anything, Ray?
I have, and I tossed it in the bin when I was done with it.
It's I used a whole roll to print a Stargate, a brown, and that's what it did. There's the other one that I quite enjoy nowadays too, off of Amazon. You can get it on the Zon. Is Polymaker.
So yeah, Polymaker is good.
They have their lights now on the Zon. Polymakers are really good.
3D Solutech.
Oh yeah, Solutech. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm ambivalent about them because I've had really good rolls and then I've had ones that, again, right, luck of the draw. Sometimes they just don't print, and thankfully most stores are nice enough to help you out if something doesn't quite work.
Oh,
Print with Smile is what I do when I use that stuff.
Hatchbox.
Oh man, okay. This is where I disagree. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I kind of disagree as well.
All right.
Oh, that's 2 against 1. The other thing, and this is this is venturing into the realm of premium. I do have some Prusament, and I have some of the stuff from Matter 3D.
Matter 3D. The Matter 3D is all right. It's just, you got to print it hotter though.
Yeah, like it's their white PLA is up almost 235, 240 for PLA.
Wow, that's PETG temperature.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
But the other stuff that I print a lot with is this. It's kind of, can you see it? Polymaker? Polyalchemy, sorry. I don't know. Have you guys heard of Polyalchemy before?
It's David's been raving about it for a long time.
Let's see if I can show. This might show it. No, it won't. It's too shiny. Polyalchemy filament is great. They have a whole line of effects filament, but it's all silk. Like the predominant stuff they make is silk and nice colors in silk, which is just the elastomer, right? But it is so it's a 750 gram roll, so it's not quite a kilogram. And it's like $44 a roll.
Yeah,
so it gets
like
up
free.
there. Yeah, it's like when you go to buy gas, right?
Yeah.
Right. Maybe me.
Well, that's enough out of you. Electric cars. But like, so those are, I guess you could call that my go-to. I do have other brands like Greg. I picked up like Printox. Have you seen that one?
I haven't even seen that one.
It has like, so the spool like is cheap looking, but like that's what it looks like. And you know what? It's wound actually pretty nice. But like I got that for $10 on Amazon. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I've actually been through a few rolls of it, but I like Ray. Like I said, Ray, I use spool. I use a lot of spool because it's close and it's good filament.
And it depends what you're printing. If you're just experimenting and you're just printing like 50 partial pieces of a print just to make sure the mechanics are good or whatever, it really doesn't matter. You probably want something cheap. And then when you go and you're going to go do your final print, you're going to go to your go-to material that you like the best because you want the strength, the quality, the finish, and whatnot.
And that's one thing. And I think I showed it off on a live stream once, but that the Matter 3D filament has incredibly high layer bonding, and it's super strong. Like I could not separate vase mode print. Like it next time I'm up, Ray, I'll bring you some because I got a bunch sitting in the box here. So I'll bring you some and you can try.
See, for me, when I prototype, I'm the opposite. I don't use the cheap stuff. I use the exact same stuff that I need to print it out of, because sometimes the cheap stuff will shrink a little bit. Sometimes it'll expand a little bit.
It's true.
And it depends what you're doing. Like sometimes when I'm prototyping, I'm just gauging various things. I normally do some calibration with the materials anyway and the temperatures I'm putting at to make sure that I know kind of where they're at for the tolerances. But yeah, you're right. It's better to go with something if you want to make sure that things are solid.
Well, I totally agree too. Like when I'm printing, like I'm looking at this part right now, but like when I was printing, let's see if I can get, there we go. That's the right way. So that's for the H2 on an Ender 3. You can pop that on and then put your H2 with the BL Touch. And I actually printed it the first time in like a really cheap PLA just to see how it would work. And then I got it all printed. I'm like, okay, it fits mostly. I'll need to like make some of the holes wider on the back for the nuts and that stuff. And then when I printed PETG, it was like perfect. Same printer, right? It was just that thermal expansion and it just did it in. I'm looking at the Smile 3D that Stig mentioned, and there's one product that just goes pow. I want to print with this, and it's their ASA. I honestly haven't done much with ASA.
I still have never printed with ASA, Ray?
No, I've never printed with ASA either.
I've done ABS. I'm doing ABS now. I like ABS. It's just you wouldn't want to print ABS in your furnace room because then your whole house would end up smelling like ABS.
Yeah.
Like that's another engineering material too, where if you were printing like prototypes, you'd want to prototype in the same material because it shrinks and creeps so badly. You need to know how it's gonna actually
some of the stuff that I prototype, sometimes I'm just playing around with stuff in Fusion and whatnot, so I want to print it, but I'm not really making it final product. So I just want to kind of play with different stuff. So then I don't care.
I'll just say quick goodbye to Henry. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe out there.
Bye, Henry.
Bye, Henry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw up a thing. Greg and Ray probably know the thing I'm gonna throw up, but I'm gonna do that so it's the correct size. Hack the Planet halfway through, so we obviously have Ray with us in video. So
he's here.
Thank you, Ray. We got Stig in the chat. I know we do lose a few people when we do it during the week, and it'll be really good to get back to the Sunday slot for all of us, I think, because I mean even 7 o'clock's probably rushing home, right? Gotta get going. But thank you all who are on that list, and we appreciate the heck out of y'all.
Yes, it's makes some extra projects and stuff happen, which is nice. And I know Ray's way miles ahead of us on our IDEX project. I know his is probably done.
He's just gonna turn his camera and be like, "Here it is."
There it is.
Hey.
Well, see, that's more done than ours.
We got no, that's not true. Every day at work, I can see the extrusion every day.
It's right there.
It's right there. And I have the since I modified 3 of my I modified all my printers actually is what I did, right? So none of them have the all the Enders and the CR10 don't have the same drive plate anymore. So I've got 3 of the Ender hot ends and 3 of the drive plates kicking around. So I'm just going to replace everything with that one now. And then another exciting thing is we can plasma cut.
Well, soon.
Yes.
We don't know if they've fixed
there's some hoops.
Yeah.
But there's a plasma cutter that we have access So
so we're looking forward to helping them out, getting it. They have we have access to some large CNC machines where we work, and they've just recently, one of the schools got a plasma cutter, and so they are anxious to get it going, but we have to make sure the ventilation and all the other stuff's in place.
Can't catch fire to the students.
Yeah, we've got the we've been working a little bit with them to get them to go through some of the training. The training videos are pretty straightforward, but they don't have a custom cutting software, so you have to set everything up in Fusion to do all your work and whatnot. So we wanted to get them up to speed on that, and then we can start generating some G code and try cutting some stuff out. So we've got a few things that we'd like to do. There's a project behind me.
It's a secret project, not really. He's about to open the door.
It's an old it's an old enclosure for laptops that if done right, it might be a nice heated enclosure.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's a big steel box that you can put your printer in. It's pretty amazing.
And it has a nice top that fits the CR10.
Mm-hmm. Do you do any CNC milling, Ray?
I don't. No.
I can't remember if we asked.
Not yet.
Not yet. See, that's a good answer.
Though, don't
Not
you?
yet.
No, I don't have one yet.
Oh, okay. You're talking.
After I'm done this other couple projects I have on the go, then I'm going to build one.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't yet.
Are you going to do like an MP CNC or like just get like a kit?
I'm not going to build it from ground up, so I'm not sure exactly what yet.
Like the one, so Sane Smart makes the Genumet series, and like mine's a 20. I forget what it is. No, 3010.
3018?
30, yeah, something. Mine's like 30 by 20, and you can push it to 20. Greg's is like bigger. It's like the build plate on a CR10.
Yeah, it's like it's 30 by 40.
They're a kit. It's not ground up, but they are a nice kickoff. Do you do any laser stuff right now for like burning or etching?
Nothing like that.
My wife has been after me, and I really need to. She's probably watching right now, so I'll hear thump thump on the floor. But when I got our CR10S, it was like right when the CR10S came out, but it came with the Creality laser because she wanted to do like laser burning with it, and I didn't realize it all this time, but it's a magnet. So like you just stick the magnet to the fan shroud. And the laser hangs off of it, and I'm like, oh, that seems sketchy. But the original controller's out of it now, and I don't have like any of the power, set up from the firmware to run it.
You just need a PWM signal. So
yeah, that's true.
You could use any of the extra fans or whatever to adjust that.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I should just get a little extrusion from you and then build a frame.
The CNC I got, you can swap the end on it. It has a gantry plate to put a laser, or you can swap it with a DeWalt 618 router. So if you need more power and whatnot, you can swap it in. It has. And then you still get your movement and everything. It's just a bolt-in replacement, so it's kind of nice. So I want to just work with what I have first before I experiment with lasers.
Going further.
Yeah.
Let me finish that stuff first.
You got to get one hobby down solid.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can move to the next one. I could see resin printing coming to my house soon this Christmas. If you know what I'm saying.
So can I.
I'm not. I think
ready. So, right?
I'm not ready for it.
Well, we've been playing a lot. Like Ray asks almost every weekend, "Hey, what's people got printed?" And like almost every answer I've given in the last little while, I was like, "Oh, I'm printing stuff for a game board, all right, or a board game," and like we've been printing minifigs and like all those things. resin printing is.
That's what it's really good at.
Because like 2 inches by inch and away you go.
Unless you have raised printer, and then it's bigger.
It's a little bigger, yeah.
A little bigger. Not bragging though,
Hey, my wife says size matters. I'm just saying.
Stig says Tesla's thinking about replacing the windshield wipers with lasers. That would be so cool.
They just got a patent for that, and it was granted. So they have a patent for laser wipers.
Here's the thing: it shouldn't be passive. It should be active. So it should shoot raindrops.
No, and that's what the patent is. It targets raindrops and evaporates them.
Oh, that's James Bond right there.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it would work in a sheer downpour where your wipers
You'd go
can't
blind.
even keep up, right?
Yeah.
Your neighbor would get out of their car full of holes. So I popped up on the screen a while ago, but if you guys want to get a hold of us or whatever, we're on Discord, and everybody knows it. We're on info@3dmakeit.ca as well. If you have stuff, you can send it there. We do help where we can.
When we're not
needed, when we're not swamped. We try very hard to answer most of the YouTube comments. But and I'm going to put something up that will make everybody happy. Boom. Live Sundays. This is a true statement starting in October. So October will be back Sunday.
It's a true statement from the future.
Yeah, from future David. Pretend this is a while. But yeah, so announcements aside, the next few videos I think I have coming out are going to be directly related to direct drive. Okay. And then after that, it will be converting IDEX. The reason I haven't done mine is because I'm trying to get all the ABS parts off for him
he's printing stuff
before I take the printer apart. So that's kind of where mine is, and then we'll get rolling. And I think we're all using basically the same platform. We're all have because yours is the B1 or something. I forget.
B1,
yeah, and then ours is the Legend, and
which
they're
is
essentially the same.
It's the grandfather to the B1.
like when they made the Legend, they were like, "Oops, let's bury it. We better make a different one." And then
we'll
the
call
B1
it the
came
B1.
out. And it prints. It's definitely not the same as I got it when it was out of the box. It doesn't shock me anymore. So that's a good.
True. That was a pretty good content for the live stream, though.
It was actually. I enjoyed. I will always get electrocuted for all of you. Always. And thankfully, we're only dealing with 110 in Canada. Can't kill you immediately if you don't let go. Yeah. That's why a wise person once told me, always work with one hand when you're doing live wires. You're never going to run into problems. You can only go through your hand. The other cool thing that we started actually just before the summer, and we're coming back to, and I got to have a talk with actually Ray and Stig, because I'd like to get a Patreon version of that going, and I think you guys could contribute a lot, and we can hang out. But is the podcast? I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but we do have a podcast, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and it'll be amazing more when we do a second one.
Yeah, well, we have 3, but one was the introduction. In all fairness,
yeah. So
and for some reason, our introduction, we killed that. And then the next one was. I'm not judging them though. I'm not judging them.
They do sound better when we're in the same room talking.
And that's a big problem. Like when the issue happened the second time in Alberta, and you couldn't get together, then it was like matching the audio was impossible.
Yeah.
We need a name for it, like the incident. Ooh, I know, the joke. Right? Because
it's not a joke.
No. JK. Huh? Oh, really? Nobody? Okay. Jason, come on.
Oh, come on, leader Kenny. You mean?
The leader. Anyway. That's a topic for another thing. But
we won't bring up any more politics.
I diverge. So we look forward to the next coming few weeks here, especially when we can get back to Sundays, because I think that'll be easier to get everybody together. But the other thing is the cross. I can speak. Words are hard. Will be the podcasting. I'd love to get like actually up to visit you, Ray. Maybe we can hang out with a mic in a garage or something somewhere.
Yeah, sometime if you want.
Or just bust in on Derek and be like, "We're here. Leave." He'd just look at
he'd be like, "I'm working here. What are you doing?"
This is my shop. But we are getting up towards the end of the show here, as it were. So I'm gonna throw it out because we do have Ray, we do have Stig. Is there anything that you guys wanted to get out in the open on the live stream here?
No, I don't think so.
Right, and we just hang out. That's what we do. Yeah. And we do hang out a lot. And thankfully the Discord is busy usually. I got it on my phone, so I'm always on that. Except at work.
At work, I can't get access to it because some admin has blocked it.
That's me. I did it. I blocked Discord for the whole district. There, ironically, when you load Discord now, this is a complete side topic, everyone. But when you sign in, it's like, are you a member of a class or a student? Sign into your school team here. And I'm like, oh, that's good. That's really good. But we are drawing near, and if not to the end of today's regular broadcasting schedule. So I want to say thank you, and I'll say thank you to Stig and Ray, because you guys are here. To our wonderful patrons. You guys are amazing. And everybody else on this list here, I think Helge is at the top still there.
Yeah.
Dom, who did I miss? Pinzero, Jim, Vince, all you guys. You guys are great. And we sure appreciate it. Keep the website going, keep projects happening, and it's a great time. We love hanging out. So I'm gonna end the stream here. So until next time, I've been David, and then
I'm Greg.
Look that way.
I'm Raymond.
That's Raymond, and you guys take care. And we'll just introduce Stig because he's here, and that's Stig.
He's in chat.
He's in chat.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.